Hello, this is Rhov. This is actually the second time I've tried to do a video. First one I talked for a good 5 minutes and it didn't record. So hopefully this one records. What I had planned to do was answer a question I get a lot, which is how do I get more readers for my fan fiction? This is a question usually asked by people who've written, maybe 5 or 6 fanfics and they're not generating the amount of readership they thought they would. For one, your expectations might be too high. You might be looking at some of these other writers and they got 50 comments and 200 favorites, and more than likely it's because they've been writing for a long time and they have the followers. If this is your first time writing a fanfic, you're not going to have that. Plain and simple, you're not going to have it. So for one, don't set really high expectations that you're not going to get. That's kind of depressing. So here's the real advice. And that is, work on your summary. I can't tell you how many times I see a summary that says, blah, 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 sorry, I suck at summaries. Don't ever, ever, ever write that. You're not going to get their sympathy. Sorry, I suck at summaries. No. Don't tell them you suck, because they're going to think your writing sucks and they're not going to read it. We judge books by their cover. And you're putting out this piece of crap cover. Really, seriously, focus on your summary. That is the first thing they see, and that is what they're going to judge you by. They're going to read the summary and say, do I really want to read this? First, they're going to look at maybe the rating. Maybe they're after the M rating, ooh. Or maybe they're like, you know what, I just want a nice little rated K. Then they're going to look at the shipping. Is this, Ichigo and is this Rukia or is this Orihime? Maybe they want, who knows? Fairy tale Natsu and Lucy is going to get more hits than, Gray and Lasana, some cracked pairing like that. That's going to make a difference. And writing this summary comes next. They're going to read your summary and maybe they're just looking for the Natsu and Lucy stories and they read the summaries next. And if your summary says right on the front, I suck, guess what? They're not going to read it. Seriously, focus on your summary. Write something really good. Now that could be, the first line or maybe a line from your story that is gripping and will draw them in. Maybe it's, I don't know, a summary, a plain old summary. Maybe it's a question, question your audience. Don't say, what if, blah, 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 blah. That's boring. Don't do the what if thing. Everyone does the what if Natsu fell asleep when Lucy saw him. Don't do the what if. Because every story is a what if story. Every single one. So don't do the what if. But give a really good summary. Focus on it. Don't say I suck at summaries. Don't think you suck at summaries, because get better at summaries. Because guess what? You go to write a novel, and let's face it, if we're writers, we want to eventually write a novel. Every writer wants to one day write a novel. When you write a novel and you're ready to send that out to publishers, first you send it to a literary agent. You have to write what's called a query letter. Query letters are a summary. You say, hi, I am so-and-so, and I have this story, and this is what it's about. And you write a summary. You condense this great, wonderful, you think it's a masterpiece story down to 1 or 2 paragraphs. And if you suck at summarizing, you will go nowhere with your novel. Focus on summaries. Big, important thing for writers. Trust me on this. I'm in the process of sending query letters out, and I'm not getting any bites. And I've asked people, why not? And people have told me, work on your query letter again. Reword it. It's not interesting enough. Make a really good, interesting summary. We're all practicing writing here. That's a great thing about fan fiction. We're practicing for that big novel. And so practice by writing really good summaries. Get better at writing summaries as well as prose. Another thing you can do to get more hits, more readers, more favorites is post on other sites. Post on DeviantArt, on Archive of Our Own, on Adultfanfiction. Post it around Tumblr. I mean, I find that my stories are rated T and below. I get more hits on DeviantArt than in fanfiction.net. Because with DeviantArt, I can slowly send them out to all those fairy tale groups. Like, I'll send it to one group every other week or so. And so if maybe, someone missed seeing my story 2 weeks ago, well, now they can see it on this other listing. And so that helps to generate more readers. And yes, they're on other sites. They're not on fanfiction.net. But, put a little link on the bottom or something, and maybe they'll click on the link and they'll go to you. I get a lot of things. People writing, hey, I saw you on this other website. I decided to come here and check you out. So really, this does help. It helps to generate more. It's a social networking thing. So social networking is vital for writers. How else are we going to get known? So post on other sites. Another cool thing you can do is fanfiction.net now has the ability to make a book cover. And as I said, we do judge books by their cover. Sad fact of life. So make a book cover. Now, if you're going to use any fan art, ask the artist. I am serious about this. Ask the artist. 99% of the time, the artist is going to say yes. And who knows, they might even link to your story. Hey, my art was featured here. And that's going to bring in more readers for you. So using fan art, asking the artist permission is a great way to get more hits. And you're going to have 1% of the time where the people will say, no. I've gotten that. The person just really does not want their artwork associated with a fanfic. I don't know why, but okay, respect that. Don't get snappy, just, okay, thank you, and don't do it. But most of the time they'll say yes, and they may even link to you. So that's a good way of doing that. So you get a picture, make it a picture of maybe the 2 people who are in your story. Then make a title. Put the title of your story on the picture, on the book cover. I use cool text, I think it's .com, cool text, to make just a text thing. And then I would got my picture, put the title on front, and you can upload it onto the website, and boom, you got a book cover. So that's cool. So those are the best ways to get more hits, and write a really damn good story. If you write a really good story, people are going to read it, they're going to click favorite on it, and that puts your story on their list, on their profile. And so their friends are going to see that and they'll read it. So just write a really good story, otherwise no one's going to like it. That's a sad fact. So write really good, write a really convincing, gripping summary, and you can make a book cover. Might help. And and don't don't stress out about this. Don't think your story failed or succeeded based on how many reviews you got or how many people favored your story. You know, don't think that that's, you know, a judgment to your quality. And don't have ridiculous expectations. And don't ever tell people, you know, I'm not going to update until I get, you know, 50 reviews. You know, that's just mean, for one. It's greedy. And I mean, seriously, there are lots of my stories I don't have 50 reviews. So, you know, don't think that you're going to get this massive crowd of followers. You know, that's ridiculous. Just be happy with what you got. And keep writing and keep getting better. You know, if maybe your first story flunked, the next one is you're gonna have a few favorites, maybe 1 or 2, 3, 5. And maybe you got a few followers. And so your next story is gonna have more. And the next one will have more, etc. So just keep writing and keep getting better and keep working on writing good stories, good summaries. Okay? So that's how you get more readers and you know, spread the news, post it on Twitter, on Facebook, wherever, you know. Post have all your friends read it. You know, social networking. So that's about the only advice I can really give. Write good and you know, spread it around. And the summary, I think, is the most important thing. Don't skimp out on your summary. So that's my advice. This is Rhov, signing off.